Alright guys, this is a review of the EPS by Holosun. Let's just show you what you got. So first let's open one up. A window cleaner, some tools, some plates. You're going to get hardware, right, to attach it. And then of course you'll get the sight, right? So here's the sight. It's its own footprint. I should have researched this. I'm so bad at this. All right, so I believe it's its own footprint. So it's I have mine milled out. So all my guns, whether they're competition or carry, right? I like to have mine milled to the slide, so it's slide ride, no plate needed. It just sits right on there. I fully rely on the Optic to work, which is why I run Holosun optics. Okay, I have never, it's bound to happen, enough rounds and things, it's electronics, they're gonna fail. But I have yet to have an issue in nearly 2 years running Holosun optics on everything I have. I don't know how many rounds, but I can tell you on my competition pistols, I have them on all of them. And I've got a cumulative of about 80 to 100,000 rounds that I've put through with Holosun on it. And that is a slide ride, right? That's not including my rifles, but on all my pistols, probably at least that, including everyday carry. No issues yet. So I'm waiting for it to happen, and I'll be honest if it does. I personally haven't had the issues. So that's what you get in the box, right? So I'll put that away and let's look at it on my gun. We don't need that. So here's what we got. And yes, this is loaded. It is my everyday carry. So watch out, right? This thing's loaded. So I'm gonna unload it to make you guys happy so you guys don't freak out. That was close, that was tough. It is unloaded now, it is safe, right? So you can look down there, it's safe. So here we go. This thing is on a SIG P365 XL. I had Grayguns completely deck this out. So it is a custom slide, Faxon slide that they put in their custom kind of 1911 serration, what they call the modern classic serrations in an XL slide, with it cut for the EPS optic. And this thing is great. So it's like it can rain on you, you can sweat on it because it's enclosed, so you don't have to worry about it. And it's shake awake if you're interested in that. But these batteries, I've never changed them, and it's still, I have it set lower because usually I'm in lower settings. But here, let's see if you can see that. But I turned it up for you, but it's still, like I said, I've had this on there for well over a year, shot with it a lot, and yeah, no issues, and it's same battery. So turn that back down. Yeah, so the gun is a very simple yet fully decked out build, right? Fully custom. So it's a Grayguns build with the Grayguns laser engraved lower, along with the fully custom upper, as well as their carry trigger, which is kind of a flat-faced, mostly flat-faced, right? It's a weird kind of like wavy looking trigger, but it breaks at 90 is what the big thing is. And it's definitely not like a competition trigger. So it's got, I can't remember the poundage, it's got more weight, but you want that when you're carrying, just so you don't, your adrenaline's gonna get you pulling the trigger just fine. You don't need a lightened trigger for a carry gun, in my opinion. If you pull that gun and you intend to use it, I don't think there's any reason to have a light trigger. I think that there's plenty of reasons against it, but I don't see any for it, right? But anyways, we're talking about the Optic. This Optic, it's a lot smaller than my competition, but it's what I like about it. It's got nice smooth lines, so there's nothing to snag on with this. It's also got a little bit of just what you need. It's not like, so most likely you're never going to be using your sights if you are to use your everyday carry. If you're going to get into shooting to protect yourself or a loved one, God forbid. But if it happens, most likely you're point shooting. All right, you're going to be that close or you're going to be that focused on your threat that it's just, you know, in most, everybody I've talked to who's been in shootings, I have not. I was a cop, but there's been close calls, but I'm never looking at my sights. I'm maybe aware of them, especially with my background with competition. I'm probably more aware of them than most cops or was, but generally it's just you're getting them up there. It's going to be more muscle memory, and you're going to be pulling the trigger until the threat stops. And it's going to be no different for, I think, you or I, right? If it happens, hopefully not. But so it's like a dot is easy. You're going to see it. You don't have to think about it. Which I don't have irons on this because I don't need them. I can window shoot. If this dot doesn't work, I can shoot out the window, or I can point shoot just fine. I'm not looking to take sniper shots, right? You could always come up with a scenario why you need every little thing, like why I need a light on it, why I need a laser, why I need this or that. No matter what, I could come up with devil's advocate on anything, and we all could. So basically, just whatever you're going to run, be proficient. Be proficient. That's all I can say. Make your decisions on your own, run it for your own reasons, but be proficient with whatever you're going to use to protect your life or others. That's all I'll say on that. I do things the way I do them because of my experience and my reasoning, but I'm not going to force anybody to do it the way I do it. I'll tell them why I do it, but that's where it ends, right? Because it's on all of us to be proficient. So it doesn't matter what I put on here, right? It could be the most prepared everyday carry you've ever seen. I'm ready for every situation, but if I'm not proficient, it's garbage. I'm more dangerous with it than without it, right? If I don't know how to shoot this without the sight, it's a problem in my opinion. So, however, if you're running this, the EPS has these little notches. So if you have iron sights and this optic fails, you can, which I like having them, right? The option is always nice, but you can run normal height sights with the EPS and it'll be compatible. As well as this is very forgiving. So it's not this really tight fine picture that you want, because we're not shooting competition, right? If you're using this thing, you kind of want some room to breathe. Like you want some leeway, right? You need to be accurate, but you need to find these sights fast, and you don't want to be having this really tight sight picture, in my opinion. This is my opinion, but this sets up what I consider appropriate for a carry gun with the rear sights and a front sight, because of it's kind of a nice gap width. Depending on the front sight, of course, you can always make it larger or smaller, but yeah, I think it's a great setup. It's a great option for carry gun, and you just don't have to worry about much with these optics. So that's my carry gun. That's all I got for you. Hopefully you learned something, or maybe you got an insight if you're on the fence, don't know what you're gonna get. Also, I'm sponsored by Holosun, so I run all Holosun, but that is by choice. After using their products and knowing their reliability in competition, then we had the conversation, and yeah, so now I am sponsored, so I am biased, so I'm not going to tell you to buy something else. That would be dumb. All right, guys, hopefully that helps, and let me know in the comments what you run or what your experiences. I'm always interested in kind of like what everybody else's experiences are, because sometimes I've had terrible experiences with something and I'm just like a loner. It's like nobody else has had this issue. I'm just that lucky. But it's been opposite with Holosun. So, all right, guys, see you on the next one.